Ba ba, a plump black sheep with a woolly coat as dark as midnight, grazes peacefully near a weathered fence post. In the distance, two children, a little boy in denim overalls and a little girl in a yellow dress, tiptoe toward the pasture, their laughter mingling with the morning bird song. Tommy, the boy, whispers in awe,
"Do you think Baba really has any wool for us?"
Leela, the girl, grins and tucks a strand of hair behind her ear.
Let's ask. Maybe she'll share if we're extra polite.
Tommy approaches slowly, holding out his hand.
"Hello, Baba. We were wondering, do you have any wool for us?"
Baba tilts her head, a friendly bleat escaping her lips.
It's so warm and fluffy.
The farmhand smiles. Mrs. Willow, her face kind and sun-kissed.
Baba always shares her wool. Some goes to you, some to the farmer, and some to warm little lambs.
"Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Miss Willow."
We'll make something special with this wool.
Baba gives a soft, contented ba, her eyes twinkling. Baba settles down in the shade, knowing she's helped her friends. The farm glows with warmth, laughter, and the promise of cozy things to come.
Hi, I'm Benny. If you had fun today, give us a little like and don't forget to subscribe. More fun stories are hopping your way.
Benny the brave bunny lived here and loved adventuring. One day, Benny ventured into the enchanted forest to save his lost friend. He reached a crossroads and paused. Choosing the dark path, he marched on. Despite his fear, Benny bravely continued. He outwitted mischievous creatures with his quick wit. Benny finally found his lost friend. With courage, he freed his friend. They returned home, their bond stronger than ever. Benny, a true example of bravery and friendship. In the magical rainbow forest, Lila lived, who was known for her magical adventures. Lila's home was a cozy treehouse, full of magical books and objects. One sunny day, Lila decided to explore a new part of the forest. She discovered a mysterious cave with glimmering stones and an ancient seal. Using her magic, Lila broke the seal, and a friendly creature appeared. They played and quickly became friends, promising each other new magical adventures. Once upon a time in Everwood lived Lila, a curious and brave little girl. Lila played near the village's edge, where she saw a light from the rainbow forest. The rainbow forest was mysterious, with a dazzling light that intrigued Lila. Undeterred by the unknown, Lila decided to follow the enigmatic light. Inside the forest, the light was brighter, guiding Lila deeper into the forest. She discovered the source, a magical artifact, radiating a spectrum of colors. In a small village lived Lila. Her best friend was Nutty. They found a magical rainbow tree. Each branch led to a different world. In one world, animals could talk. Lila and Nutty helped solve their problems. In another, islands floated in the sky. They explored and made new friends. In a different world, helpful creatures lived. Together they solved problems. Returning to the tree, they felt accomplished, ready for their next adventure. Lila exited her cozy cottage. Excitedly, "I'll find the rainbow blossom." Mr. Owl, path to blossom requires riddles. First riddle, speak without a mouth, hear without ears. What am I? Lila, the answer is an echo. Second riddle, the more of this, the less you see. What is it? Leela, it's darkness. Final riddle, not alive but grow, need air, water kills me. What am I? Lila, it's fire. Leela reaches the rainbow blossom. Magical light envelops Lila. She smiles. Lila returns home, wings sparkling brighter. Lila lived in a colourful village. One morning she found a shiny key. Entering the forest, she met Oliver. He revealed the key unlocked a treasure. First riddle was about stars, nighttime. Second riddle was about friendship, sharing. Last riddle was about dreams, believing. Lila opened the door with the key. Room filled with books, art supplies, and magical paintbrush. She painted fantastical creatures. They came alive, sharing stories with her new friends. The true treasure was the adventure and friends. A young village girl dreams of adventures. She hears tales of an enchanted forest. One morning, Lila decides to explore the forest. She packs bread, cheese, and water in her pouch. Lila steps into the forest, heart pounding with excitement. The trees whisper secrets as wind dances through them. She sees glowing flowers and hears animals talking. Lila feels like she's in a dream. She discovers hidden treasures in the forest. Excited, she promises to return before nightfall. As dusk falls, Lila starts her journey back. She leaves the enchanted forest, promising to return.
Hi, I'm Benny. If you had fun today, give us a little like and don't forget to subscribe. More fun stories are hopping your way.
In Willowbrook lived Lila. Lila decided to explore the enchanted forest. She met Finny, the golden fish. "What am I?" Finny asked Lila a riddle. She met Oliver, the wise owl, and Felix, the mischievous fox. She met Delilah, the gentle deer. Each friend had their own riddles and stories. Lila found the heart of the enchanted forest. Her forest friends gathered around her. Lila became the new guardian of the forest, sharing its wonders with every new traveler.
Mr. Unicorn trotted out of their charming cottage, the excitement palpable in his prancing steps. Mrs. Unicorn, with her mane sparkling in the early sunlight, joined him, clutching an ancient tome known as the Enchanted Recipe Book.
"I can't wait to try this rainbow berry milkshake recipe,"
she exclaimed, her eyes twinkling with anticipation. Mr. Unicorn marveled at the ingredients laid out on the table. Enchanted milk, vanilla ice cream, rainbow berries, gummy bears, marshmallows, chocolate, gumdrops, sugar cookies, and rainbow candy syrup.
"This is going to be the most magical milkshake ever,"
he said, his horn glowing with excitement. Mrs. Unicorn carefully added the rainbow berries, their colors swirling together like a living rainbow.
"This is truly something special,"
she mused, as Mr. Unicorn topped the concoction with a generous helping of marshmallows and rainbow candy syrup. Mr. Unicorn poured the first glass, watching as the colors shimmered in the sunlight. Mrs. Unicorn cheerfully announced, "Remember, just one glass each." But the milkshake was so delightful that every creature returned for more, unable to resist its enchanting taste. Mr. Unicorn noticed the transformation first.
"Look, everyone's changing colors,"
he said in awe. Mrs. Unicorn watched, her eyes wide with wonder and concern. Mrs. Unicorn remembered an old remedy and brewed a pot of rose tea. "This should restore everyone to their original selves," she assured, handing out cups to the grateful creatures. Slowly, the dazzling patterns faded, leaving everyone as they once were, but with memories of a magical night.
The younger sister realized their mistake. Lana, the elder sister, shared Ella's worry. The sisters started their journey to the city. On the way, they stumbled upon a unicorn. The townsfolk agreed to help the sisters. They devised a plan to create a rainbow. The rainbow appeared, a spectacle of colors. The unicorn's powers were restored. A magical gift awaited the sisters. It was from the grateful unicorn. Their mother loved the magical gift. A birthday they would never forget. In Rainbow Land lived a young unicorn. She loved to prance around the glittering fields. She decided to explore the land. Her adventure started in the colorful forests. She met a magical creature. It was small with shimmering wings. They became good friends. The unicorn learned about friendship. She faced many challenges, but she was brave and courageous. She returned home wiser and happier. Her journey in Rainbow Land was unforgettable. Enchanted Forest, Sparkle the unicorn trots. Sparkle finds Fluffy the bunny looking for carrots. Sparkle and Fluffy decide to go on an adventure. They meet Whiskers the owl, who warns them about Grumble. Following the map, they reach Grumble's cave. Grumble the dragon comes out looking grumpy. Grumble allows them to pass, and they reach the tree. Sparkle and Fluffy marvel at the beautiful tree. The tree glows brightly and a soft voice is heard. The tree says, "Welcome, Sparkle and Fluffy." The tree continues, "You may each make one wish." They look at each other, ready to make their wishes. Sparkle frolicking in the meadow. "Good morning, Sunshine," Sparkle exclaims. Excitement for exploring the magic forest. Sparkle enters the magical forest. Sparkle, "Wow, the forest looks magical." Sparkle follows a hidden path. Sparkle meets Flutter the fairy. Flutter, "Hello, Sparkle, nice to see you." Flutter invites Sparkle to gather fairy dust. Excitement fills Sparkle's eyes. A new adventure awaits them. They set off, fairy dust twinkling around.
Hi, I'm Benny. If you had fun today, give us a little like and don't forget to subscribe. More fun stories are hopping your way.
Marmalade, the chubby, chunky orange cat, stretches and flings at the morning light. His striped bird gleams in the sun. His round belly rises and falls with each breath. Nearby, a fluffy and equally robust white rabbit is curled up, nibbling delicately on a carrot. Snowdrop, the chubby, chunky white rabbit, glances at Marmalade with velvet soft ears perked forward, her pink eyes curious and bright. "You always find the warmest spots," she remarks, her nose twitching. Marmalade ambles over to its dish, tail waving with the finger. He inspects the piece with a rumbling purr. Snowdrop hops over, fluffy tail flipping. He sniffs the fresh leaves in the field.
Nothing like breakfast to start the day, man. Do you want to trade a nibble?
Marmalade adjusts, his whiskers twitching with anticipation. Together, Marmalade and Snowdrop ease through the cat door, their round forms squeezing through with a slight wobble. The cool grass tickles their paws as they set off on their daily exploration.
"Race you to the marigolds. First one there gets the juiciest dandelion,"
Snowdrop calls, already bounding ahead. Marmalade pounces clumsily at the butterfly, nearly tumbling into the flower bed. Snowdrop giggles, her whiskers quivering with amusement.
I was aiming for a graceful leap.
Marmalade insists, fluffing up his tail with mock dignity.
"You're almost as graceful as a rolling pumpkin,"
Snowdrop teases, nudging him playfully. Marmalade sighs contentedly, his head resting on his paws, while Snowdrop nibbles the edge of a clover.
It's good to have a friend who likes to lounge and snack as much as I do,
he murmurs.
"As long as there are sunbeams and snacks, I'll always be here."
Snowdrop replies softly, their bellies pressed together in a warm, fuzzy heap. Marmalade and Snowdrop shuffle back indoors, tired but happy. They curl up together in their favorite sunspot, now cool to a soft patch of shadow, and settle in for a cozy nap.
Tomorrow let's try chasing that butterfly again.
Marmalade mumbles sleepily.
"Only if you promise not to knock over any more pots,"
Snowdrop replies, and together they drift off, dreaming of Marigold. Edith, a blue-haired teenage girl, trudges through the deep snow. Her cheeks are flushed with cold, and her breath forms tiny clouds that vanish into the icy air. The world is a blur of white and shadow, and every step feels heavier as the wind bites through her coat. Edith shivers, her whole body trembling. She stops beside a snow-laden tree, trying to block the wind. The silence is broken only by the storm's roar and her own ragged breath. Her mind drifts to thoughts of warmth and safety, aching for comfort. Ernest, Edith's older brother, calls out, his voice muffled by the wind.
"Edith, I've got your blankie. Hang on. I know you need it tonight."
Relief floods Edith's face as she recognizes him, hope flickering in her eyes. Ernest tucks the edges tightly around Edith, his hands gentle but firm.
There you go. Just like old times. Nothing beats your blankie, right?
Edith nods, pride welling up inside her as the warmth seeps into her bones, the familiar scent of home and safety filling her senses. Edith nestles deeper, a smile spreading across her face.
It really does feel like the warmest hug in the world,
she murmurs, her voice muffled but content. Ernest beams, his eyes crinkling with joy.
You look as warm as a sausage now. Let's get you home.
Edith leans on Ernest as they walk, the lights of their cozy home glowing faintly in the distance. They move forward, laughter and gentle conversation carrying them through the night, their bond stronger than any storm. With each step, the promise of warmth and comfort grows, guiding them home to
Benny the bear, a very brown bear with a red scarf, waddles excitedly toward the stage. All around him, bears are practicing their acts, and the air buzzes with anticipation. Squirrels fly by with acorns, and butterflies flutter above the crowd.
I can't wait to show everyone my best moves.
While the fox, swift and clever, cheers her tiny wooden kid. Milo the mouse nervously practices his magic trick, the small ball trembling. Then he stretches and tries to calm his nerves.
Remember that it's all about having fun.
Hera assures him with an encouraging smile. Milo steps up first, pulling colorful scarves from his head and making a carrot disappear to the delight of the crowd. Next, Lyra strums her guitar, singing a cheerful song that has everyone swaying along. Then Benny takes a deep breath and walks onto the stage, feeling butterflies in his stomach.
Here I go. I hope everyone likes my dance.
Benny, as he begins his dance, he twirls, claps his big paws, and shuffles his feet to the forest rhythm, his scarf floating behind him. At first, Benny stumbles a bit, but then he remembers his friend's encouragement and keeps going. The crowd cheers louder with each step and he finds his confidence. Squirrels and rabbits in the audience start dancing along, inspired by his joyful moves. Ollie the Owl, the wise judge, flutters onto the stage, smiling kindly at everyone.
Every act was wonderful, but most importantly, you all shared your talents and had fun together.
The animals break into cheers, celebrating each other's performances. Benny, Lila, and Milo sit together, happy and proud.
Next year, I want to learn to dance too.
And I'll sing a duet with you, Benny.
Their laughter rings out into the peaceful night as the forest celebrates friendship and fun long after the show has ended.
Benny the bear stood on a sun-dappled rock in the heart of the forest, his voice booming with excitement.
Attention everyone, I'm hosting a talent show this Saturday at the clearing,
he announced, his eyes twinkling with anticipation. The forest was alive with the sounds of practice. Lola the squirrel could be seen balancing on a high branch, juggling acorns with impressive dexterity. Gary the owl, perched on his favorite tree stump, rehearsed his stand-up routine, trying to remember the punchline to his favorite joke. The day of the talent show arrived, and the clearing was transformed into a festive venue. Animals gathered, chattering excitedly. Benny, acting as the host, welcomed everyone with a broad smile.
Welcome, dear friends, to the first ever Forest Talent Show,
he declared. Lola was the first to perform. She stepped onto the stage, the spotlight highlighting her bushy tail. With a deep breath, she began to juggle, the acorns moving in a mesmerizing arc. But suddenly, one acorn slipped, hitting Gary on the head, causing the audience to erupt in laughter. It was Gary's turn next. He fluffed his feathers nervously before starting his routine.
Why do owls never go on dates? Because they don't give a hoot?
The punchline was met with a few chuckles, though his delivery was a bit rushed. But when a cricket hopped on stage, Gary quipped,
"Looks like I've got some competition,"
which sent the audience into fits of giggles. As the show came to an end, Benny thanked everyone for their performances.
Tonight we learned that laughter and friendship make the best acts of all.
He concluded, looking fondly at his friends. The forest echoed with applause, and the animals basked in the warmth.
Taro, a young turtle with a shell patterned like emerald mosaics, blinks sleepily as dawn breaks. The world feels quiet and new, with only the distant chirping of birds and the soft splash of a frog leaping nearby. He stretches his legs, feeling the warmth of the early sun seep into his shell. Taro gazes longingly at the world beyond his pond.
I wonder what lies past those flowers.
He muses aloud, his voice barely more than a whisper. The thought fills him with excitement and a touch of nervousness, for he has never left the safety of his home. Taro's heart pounds with anticipation as he takes his first step onto the pebbled path. The stones feel unfamiliar beneath his feet, but his determination grows with each careful movement.
Every great journey begins with a single step.
He reveals himself, pushing onward despite his worries. Taro's pond. Taro stops at the edge of the stream, watching the water rush by. Doubt flickers in his mind as he considers how it feels.
It looks so wide,
he murmurs, feeling small against the force of the current. Summoning his courage, Taro inches onto the branch, his claws gripping tightly. The stream roars beneath him, but he focuses on the far bank, refusing to look down.
I can do this,
he repeats, and step by shaky step he makes it safely across. Taro gazes in awe at the beautiful new world he has discovered. The clearing feels magical, every color brighter and every sound sweeter.
The world is bigger and more wonderful than I ever imagined,
he says, settling into the moss and smiling to himself, proud of his bravery and eager for the adventures.
Quietly among the reeds, her wide eyes watching over the hundreds of stinky, jelly-like eggs she had just laid. Even the fish swirled away, pretending to hold their noses, if they had any. Suddenly, a chorus of wobbly, silly voices echoed from the eggs.
Hey, we may stink, but we're gonna be awesome someday.
A flurry of excitement bubbles up as the tadpoles, shaped like swimming commas with no legs, begin to explode. The water is alive with their gurgling laughter and swirling ballet.
Gurgle, gurgle, I'm a fishy. Wait, am I a fish? Nope, I'm a baby frog.
The tadpoles race in bubble-blowing contests, their tiny gills fluttering as they breathe underwater, blending seamlessly with the other pond creatures. Suddenly, suspense fills the air as the tadpoles' back legs begin to sprout. One by one, they practice jumping, even in their sleep.
Hey, check out my fancy pants legs! Ooh, I did a backflip!
The pond becomes a stage for their acrobatics, with splashes and giggles echoing from every corner. The tadpoles, now froglets, emerge at the water's edge, their chests puffed with pride. They take their first deep breaths of air, feeling the tickle of lungs and the coolness of the breeze on their moist skin. 2 legs at the back, 2 legs at the front, tails gone, lungs on, skins breathing, now I'm almost a frog. With each hop and splash, they celebrate their newfound abilities. Freddy the Frog puffs out his chest, his green skin gleaming, and his eyes bright with excitement. He leaps from the water to the land, proud of his journey from slimy egg to fabulous frog. I live in water. I live on land. I hop. I splash, he declares, showing off his smooth, jumpy body and sturdy bones beneath. Freddy beams with pride, teaching the new froglets about their life cycle and the wonders of being an amphibian. He winks and wiggles his toes, reminding everyone that every frog has its day. Bones? Yep, I've got a skeleton under this smooth, jumpy body. I'm a bona fide bony hopper. Remember, kids, every frog has its day, and mine started with a splat. And so, Freddy's fantastic life cycle.
A boy of 7 with tousled hair and wide, hopeful eyes stands barefoot on the cool grass, his head tilted back to scan the heavens. He clutches a red toy car in one hand, forgotten as he focuses on the sky above. The silence around him is broken only by the distant chirp of sparrows and the rustle of tree branches. He whispers softly, almost as if speaking to the sky itself.
Will you rain today? Mom says the flowers need water, and so does the garden. I've been waiting all week for you.
His voice is hopeful, yet tinged with a child's earnest worry. Mom, Aiden's mother wraps an arm around his shoulders.
The sky is thinking about it,
she says with a smile.
Sometimes it takes a while for the clouds to make up their minds.
Aiden leans into her, comforted by her warmth and the soft promise in her words.
I bet the rain feels like magic when it finally comes. Do you think it will be a big storm or just a sprinkle?
Whatever it is, we'll watch it together.
Mom replies, squeezing his hand gently. He stands up, bouncing on his toes.
Did you hear that? I think it's coming. The rain is really coming.
Mom laughs softly, her eyes shining. The anticipation in the air is electric, the world hushed and waiting.
Thank you, Sky.
He cries, spinning in the gentle sprinkle that begins to fall. Mom joins him, and together they dance in the rain, their laughter and joy echoing through.
Hi, I'm Benny. If you had fun today, give us a little like and don't forget to subscribe. More fun stories are hopping your way.